we just got our first ever trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I was extremely worried about it because literally the movie came out in July and we had no trailer. There was this weird teaser trailer. We saw the set photos of Tom Holland on a tank and we knew the Punisher was in it. We heard so many different things, but we didn't see anything. So that's why I'm very happy that we got the trailer, because I'm very hyped for this. Froy, you want to take it away as far as what your thoughts on the whole rollout has been for this film?
Yeah, so I think the rollout I think it's been interesting. I feel like we haven't seen anything like it in previous Spider-Man movies, because we pretty much the first thing we saw was like that first kind of those close-up teasers of like the suit, and then we got like the day one set stuff, which was really interesting, and it was really beautiful to say the least. Like Tom Holland, seeing him in an actual like practical suit, and like just seeing all of the set photos come out at the time, like, you know, him wired up in the suit and all of the like people watching, and like it just felt like Spider-Man. It felt like Spider-Man was real in a way, and it was just so hype seeing like just all the reactions people having to like, this is going to be the best like Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And I just remember just being amazed at all the like crazy like photos that people just had of like Tom with the suit, and it was just super exciting and built even more hype to like actually seeing an actual trailer and seeing the actual suit in context of the actual movie. And then now that we actually got the trailer, it's just I think they've delivered on the hype that they've built so far.
You mentioned it a little bit, like how like the practical suits and all that, and I'm not one to bash people, but thank God John Watts is no longer a part of this franchise.
Yeah.
Like this feels like the very first ever like Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. Like you had like the Iron Man Jr. and then he goes on a field trip to London, and like you had like the weird Mysterio tech. And then basically the whole rollout of No Way Home was, are the other Spider-Man in it? Oh no, they're not. And then like, granted, like No Way Home was one of my favorite theater experiences I've ever had, but as far as like a movie on its bones and skeletons, like on itself, it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie. But yeah, going into the trailer, this is like perfect because like you have so many like things to where it's like, okay, we know it's 4 years down the line now. We finally have a depressed Peter Parker, which is, you know, it's crazy how the fans just want him to feel.
It's what we want, man.
But it's super like, I don't know, it's relatable. It's like the struggles of every day, and like I think that's why so many people see themselves in Spider-Man, but like can relate to him a lot.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Like seeing people be absolutely over the moon about this poor guy having the worst time of his life, it's funny to think about that. Like, oh yeah, we love seeing him suffer, like it's cinema, right? He's suffering, but at the same time, it's completely valid because those low moments of Peter Parker's life, are the points where he embodies Spider-Man the most. Because I feel like what makes Spider-Man is the fact that in the face of all inconvenience and like sorrow that he faces as Peter Parker, he still steps up to his responsibility as Spider-Man, which like goes back to what you said about like people like relating to it. It's like, yeah, we aren't literally Spider-Man, but you know, we all have our difficulties, we have our personal issues, but at the end of the day, we show up and do what we need to do in order to survive, you know, in this world and do what's right. And that's like a very powerful part about Spider-Man, and I think that this movie is going to explore that even further than the previous three, which is really exciting because, man, some of those shots of him, like where he's just like, I don't know if he's sweaty or wet. Yeah, like when he's like going like that. Oh, it's like this man is in pain, and he is still showing up as Spider-Man. Like that line that he says, like even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart, like. I forgot the exact like quote verbatim, but he says like I'm Spider-Man. Like he's still Spider-Man. It's like that's like a bigger responsibility than like what he wants in his life.
I think another thing, what Brand New Day is, like, literally, I mean, they titled it Brand New Day, and then at the end of the trailer, they're like, this is rebirth. And I really think that, respectfully, I think Tom Holland's first three films are just a glorified origin story. Like, legit, now we have Tom Holland, like, in a new setting with a new director, and you have him with someone who can make MJ not just like this quirky girl that just like calls everything stupid, like ha ha ha, that's stupid, and oh, I guess I like you now. And I like, as much as they literally just got married, but really just embellish on their chemistry, and it didn't feel like, I'd say No Way Home does it the best, but like I just didn't feel the chemistry between the two. Like it felt like very forced. I didn't buy it, but now we can really see like the like natural comedic aspects. You won't have like the MCU, like he's right behind me, isn't he? Like you can, like when they had like the, oh, I'm just a neighbor, a friendly neighbor, and he's like ooh, ooh. Like it's like those moments are gonna hit way more because there's a lot more tension now because
Yeah.
of this, basically this clean slate. Which I watch movies. I think my favorite part of film, shows, books is the characters. I mean, a plot can be really good and that can intrigue me, but it's how the characters develop, how they talk to each other, and how believable they are.
Hmm.
Um, so I think this will be Tom Holland's most believable Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you say about like the best part about movies is like the characters and how they interact with each other, because it is said that like most of what film is are people talking to each other. It's dialogue, and like the thing that I often like don't that I don't like with like a lot of MCU movies, especially like recently, is that it feels like the dialogue is just sort of like dialogue for the sake of dialogue until the next punchline or the next joke. And
Yeah.
I really hope that we get like a very solid, you know, just overall film with Brand New Day. Especially because it's like we have three movies worth of like what you said, origin story basically, to where this movie can really hopefully shine when it comes to exploring how Peter interacts with MJ and Ned and like everybody else around him, right?
I think the next topic we should go on is like the whole man spider,
Oh
which is
yeah.
like a super intriguing plot line, and I'm very excited to see how they do it. But like it'd be kind of cool to see like oh my god, am I turning into this monster?
Yeah.
And I kind of have a prediction on what will happen. I don't like, because I think the bulk of the movie will be Peter trying to get back with his friends and balancing the Spider-Man life while the struggles of, oh, like it's kind of like when you have like a a romantic partner that you want to talk to and be like, oh, should I, is this a good time? No, it'd be for too forced. No,
Yeah.
I should. So I feel like that will happen a lot. But I think at like the second act to towards like the third act, I think that he'll actually start developing either a friendship or a fling with MJ, and then obviously I think the friendship with Ned will pick right back up again.
Hmm.
It'll be a lot
Yeah.
more easier. It makes a lot more sense. I mean, I feel like it's a lot easier to make a friend than a romantic partner, like
Right.
off rip.
Yeah.
Um, but I think after that goes on, the man spider will start to come up, and it'll be kind of like this, oh my god, like I worked so hard to bring myself back to these people, and now I'm turning into a freaking monster, and they're never going to
Right.
want to see me ever again. And I think that'd be super like heartbreaking, and that's what we need for Peter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. More suffering for the plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exciting though. The whole man spider thing. So I've never read like any comics as like a kid or just growing up in general. Like all of my Spider-Man knowledge has come from like movies and games. So a lot of the like source material that people talk about, like, oh, they're adapting this story, they're adapting that story. I don't really necessarily know, and so I have a friend that's been telling me like, oh, they're gonna be adapting this and that, and I'm like, I don't know anything about it, and don't tell me because I want to be surprised. I guess I want to be
Hmm.
go in fully blind. Recently, over like ever since the trailer came out, and I've been hearing people talk about potential man spider. I've been seeing clips and I've been seeing things, and I'm like, holy crap. I can't imagine seeing that in live action. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dang, if they really go for that, that's going to be interesting. And I am excited to see if they really do that, because there's that shot where he breaks that sword apart, where people
Mm.
think that that is edited, and he actually has like four other arms coming out of his side, and
Hmm.
that's going to be really interesting to see how they actually pull that off while keeping it like what, PG-13, or like, you know, appropriate for all ages, because that seems like a very
Yeah.
gruesome like visual, like a man half spider thing.
Yeah, and I when I first got like the set photos, Talkers on the Wall did a lot of like talk about it and what we want to like see from it.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think it would ever happen, but I did preach that we should get a rated R Spider-Man.
yeah,
I think with the
yeah,
Punisher in it,
that's
like
what I
I
was
would love
thinking.
it. But in the midst of that, someone actually mentioned that I don't know if they're wrong or not. I actually didn't fact check them, so that's my bad. But they said that the Batman from 2022 was also a PG-13 rating.
Mm,
And if that's the case, then I think that Marvel can get away with it. I mean, they put out Deadpool. I know that is rated R, but like there's darker themes, like more brash tones. Um, but it'd be insane to see because I love to see what Frank Castle's role is in this. And like if Punisher's like if Peter can't control himself in this like primal like man spider mode, and it's literally like the Punisher's like, hey, I've killed all these villains of the week because they're monsters and they're doing horrible things. Peter, if you're hurting people, or we just can't have a fucking man spider running around the streets of New York just acting all primal and shit, almost like a werewolf, like mad animal esque. I was like, I'm gonna put you down, and I don't really
yeah.
care what you think.
No, yeah. I mean, with the Punisher being in there, you would expect it to be like a rated R movie. I mean, they had
Mm,
that clip where he like censors him right as he's about to say like like
yeah.
a swear word, and it's like, oh, okay, well,
Mm,
at the end of the day, Disney's at the root of this, so it makes sense. But
yeah.
yeah, it would be cool to see like a rated R movie where they're able to go all out with, the Punisher's character, and fully explore, like what would actually happen between those two characters if, there
For
was a
sure.
man spider situation. But yeah, like I'm excited about the man spider, like the potential of that happening, which it seems like it is, hopefully. And the Punisher, I mean, like the Punisher, I've never really like fully delved into the Punisher. I know he has his show. I never watched it, which it's one of my regrets currently, because I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I'm out of the loop there. But yeah, it's exciting to see, like a lot of these characters coming together that we haven't seen on the big screen yet. I know there's people speculating about Daredevil. Do you think we might be seeing Daredevil coming in? Because I know he said in that one interview with what was it, Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah, he's
that
like,
he
I'm
wasn't.
not in it. Yeah, but am I?
But
I'm not. Yeah, no, I would
if
love
I
to see
was in it,
Daredevil.
I would also say no, that I'm not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
literally. And honestly, like 7-year-old me, if we got to see Daredevil and Spider-Man like in costume on the same screen, I just remember the '90s animated cartoon when they fight Kingpin, and I'd be like, oh, just like the Daredevil where like Spider-Man figures out like, dude, you're blind. How are you like doing this? Like you're like a freak. And it's like, oh my god! And the '90s animated Spider-Man is like my favorite Spider-Man cartoon of all time. Um, but yeah, no, I love to see Daredevil. I would really love to see like you take. I mentioned it earlier. Like I'm not saying rip it off or anything, but you have the 22 like Matt Reeves Batman. Why not make it grounded in New York like that Gotham, where it's like everything feels like shadows and everything is grim and it feels like, oh my god, people in people are like always make the memes like, dude, why does anyone live in Gotham? Well, I mean, you could low key say that the MCU New York is just as bad. Like the whole Jatari invasion, You have aliens showing up every once in a why not make it a little darker tone if you're going to go for a more darker themed story and like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man doesn't mean the neighborhoods have to be friendly like
Right. No, yeah, I definitely agree. Like they should make like a grittier looking New York City to kind of like,
hmm
because visually, you know how like there's the complaint about, oh, movies look so gray, they look so bland now.
hmm
Um, they should make New York visually darker, like add some more contrast, add some more, you know, just like visual tension. I guess if that makes sense at all, but
yeah
yeah, I think visually, like they should make the city and the look of the film match, you know, the stakes going on, right? Which leads me to something else I want to talk about, like visually about this movie. Do you think that the movie visually is looking better than at least the previous three Spider-Man movies? Because I think they do.
oh
I think
yeah
I think it looks great so far.
yeah oh yeah I mean for one like I pray to God we don't see like Spider-Man half this movie feel look like the PS4 video game like it like because that's what I felt like with Homecoming and No Way Home like it just felt like you could literally like tell in the script Spider-Man swings across this building and meets Mysterio eye to eye and he jumps and dives towards him and tackles him.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's bare minimum, right? It's Spider-Man. Like I want to see him do like insane acrobatics like Tom Holland was in ballet, you know, no dirt on Timothy Chalamet by the way. But you have an acrobatic actor and you have literally one of the most creative in the way he defeats villains hero. Um, I love to see like a think, Peter, think. And then like he's like, well, the only way I can gain an edge on him is if I like, hit like the Spider-Man, like pull myself into like this torpedo in this alley with
Mhm.
like two windows open in a skyscraper, and then I shoot at a 90-degree angle and then I hit him like perfectly in the knee where he's prone and then I can really go into it. It's
Yeah.
like that's like the level of cinematography that we need that Tom Holland needs to like really put himself with like the greats of like acting nowadays because he's in a lot of movies but Tom Holland's not solidified himself as a top tier list actor for me
Hmm.
personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. We need to see more like big brain plays from his Spider-Man. I think an example of that we got in No Way Home was the whole in like the mirror dimension where he kind of uses like
Yeah,
what math
geometry.
or
Yeah,
geometry or
yeah.
trigonometry to like trap Doctor Strange in there, which that was a good example of, you know, him using his big brain. But yeah, we should see more of that sort of like higher level thinking strategy to like take down bad guys, hopefully in this new movie. um yeah, and I think like when it comes to cinematography, I think so far I don't know if I'm just glazing this trailer because it's new, brand new and all that, but
Mhm.
like I think the shots that they've had so far are visually interesting. I think that they've been
Oh yeah.
really kind of creative with the shots that they've chosen so far. Like that first shot with him sitting upside down on the crane and you see the city just upside down behind him. I think that's really cool.
Mhm.
The way the camera just kind of like flipped upside down, and that like inside of his mask shot was really cool.
Yeah.
And just overall, like
Yeah.
throughout the trailer, just like a lot of these shots of him just in action have been really interesting.
That's 100% my favorite shot in the whole trailer. Cause like even like Stan Lee said that like Spider-Man like yeah the secret identity thing is really important, but he wears a mask to hide his fear. And like when he's diving and you see like just like his eye, like to me personally it looks like he's like anxious, like not even like because of like a villain but like all the pressure that Peter Parker has on himself like and like that I think that just literally just tells exactly like hiding that fear
Yeah.
because although the eyes show expression it's like yeah like Tom Holland like looks scared as hell under that mask and I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, well, like
I
when
think
I saw that shot, like my first watch through, I was just like
yeah
peak.
oh literally I do think that one thing we should talk about as well, is we did get a lot of information on this from this trailer, but we still don't know who the main big bad is. Is it going to be a street rival Punisher thing? Is it going to be like that weird ninja group that I don't know too much about? Is it going to be himself as the
Man
man
Spider
spider?
or the Scorpion. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
also. I just want to bring up real quickly. I'm so excited that they brought Michael Mando back as Scorpion.
yeah.
That is
Long time
literally
coming.
like 10 years in the
Yeah.
making that we
Mhm.
had that end credit scene. And as a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul fanboy, I've just been itching to see him back, in a Spider-Man project. And it's just so
That's
cool to see him
fair.
back.
Yeah. Scorpion is always very cool to me. I love like he's not necessarily a villain of the week, but like he'll never like really have like a main storyline, like a five comic run. Like how do I take down the Scorpion? It's like more so of like traditional. We've always seen Scorpion gets the best of Peter in the first act. Peter thinks of a strategy, does some Peter Parker things, and then he really comes back and beats him. It's more traditional comic, Marvel, rah rah rah, hero wins at the end.
Mhm.
But I really love to see it. Like it'd be really cool to see. I know I keep bringing up Punisher again, but like almost like I don't know if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but literally, you have like the whole like wheel fight where you have three people fighting each other. That'd be super cool to see, like literally just Peter trying to stop these two from killing each other, and then while they're both like Frank's not trying to kill Peter, but also if he gets in the way, he gets in the way because that's just how the
Mhm.
Punisher rolls. Like, and it's just straight chaos in the streets, and I would just love to see like that kind of like battle royale, like Peter Spider-Man versus Scorpion, Punisher versus Scorpion,
Yeah.
and then they all just collateral damage. It would be amazing. That would be peak.
No, yeah, yeah, that would be peak. No, but yeah, I want to touch back on what you said earlier, like not knowing who the big bad is, and like like you got like the Punisher, you got that ninja group, you got the Scorpion, you got this supposed threat that we can't see that's like transferring itself like between people, right?
Mm,
I have a fear that we might be facing a Amazing Spider-Man 2 situation where there's too many villains, too many, potential threats on the table where the movie might not know what to really do with all of them at once. So I really hope that these, mesh together in some way and they just work out. Because I'd hate to see, like all of these villains, in one movie, and then have one of them just kind of be crammed in at the end, like kind of like we had like the
yeah,
Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
for sure.
So I really hope they're not biting off more than they can chew, because it'd be unfortunate to just have a villain that gets like very little screen time, and it's like, oh, okay, so we just basically saw nothing out of
Yeah,
this situation.
really. Yeah,
So yeah,
it's very fair complaint. Or not complaint, but worry.
concern, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And another thing that we haven't even really even talked about too is Sadie Sink's potential Jean Grey. Like,
Hmm.
is she like, are they gonna like manipulate her powers to where she's the one mind controlling people? You also have, I think his name is Charles Tillman. He's from Severance, which is a show I love. He's Mr. Milchek. He's like the damage control guy that's
Hmm.
like talking to Peter. And is he gonna be like a Kingpin esque? Um, but I think based on like the action bits that we saw, I think with the 4 year time skip, I think it might like the first 5 minutes of the movie will be like, my name is Peter Parker, and like the world forgot who I was, and then like it shows him like beaten up. Like I hope it's not the Scorpion, but like villains of the week, like
Hmm.
could you have like these guys, and it's like montage throughout the 4 years, like. Yeah, I beat that guy. He was kind of tough, but I'm
Yeah.
just a little bit better. Like a little cocky,
Yeah.
like Peter moment. And I think that's where like the bulk of the villains will go. But like yeah, no, that is definitely a bit concerning of how many things are in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it could just be like you said, like a recap. I guess like it's gonna be like these are the villains that he has sort of encountered throughout his 4 years as being Spider-Man, and these are just kind of like, you know, because 4 years is a long time, so like he's gonna run
Mhm.
into, you know, villains, and so yeah, it could just be like these are just the villains that he deals with, you know, throughout, you know, like the last 4 years. And you know what thought
Yeah,
I had that would be kind of cool? I mean, it might just be kind of like fanboy fantasizing, right?
yeah,
But you know how in Spider Verse that like each Spider Man has like, oh like they kind of have like a little preview or like a recap of who they
hmm
are. They should do that for Tom at the start of this movie, being like, oh, like I've been Peter Parker the last 4 years, and then it's like he kind of goes into his like origin story, kind of as like
yeah.
no one remembers me after this and that, and just kind of recapping like what his life has been like for the last 4 years, just as like a little nod to like the Spider Verse movies.
Yeah, no,
But I mean, I don't know how that would come across like actually in like context, but like it's just like a little thought that I'm like, ooh, that'd be cool.
yeah, I think that they could do like the whole homage to that. And
Yeah.
like I don't think it would necessarily be like a big stretch because I mean like there's so many like Spider-Man games, cartoons where like it's like Peter talking to himself, but he's talking to the audience in a way. And
Mm.
I think like I don't think that's too far fetched. I mean, I don't know if they would go like the whole like shebang, but I
Yeah.
think like the whole like a recap of like where he's at like mentally and personally. You know, might get like the
Mm.
Peter B. Parker. It's like, I'm thriving. It's like him crying in the shower, but
That'd be funny.
like that would be good.
Or that shot of
Um,
him next to the washing machine all beat up.
yeah, literally, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There was something I thought about earlier when we were talking about him like rebuilding his relationship and specifically his friendship with Ned. I've seen people talk about you know, the possibility of that because Ned, I mean, it seems like over like the last three movies that they were both of their only friends. Like they only had each other, you know, like throughout high school, and we don't know about like before high school, but presumably they are all they've each had, you know, throughout their lives. And so we saw throughout No Way Home that they, or not No Way Home, I guess throughout the whole three trilogy movies, right? Like that they have their like special handshake or whatever, right? And so like that could be muscle memory. So I've seen people mention like, bro, like they could like out of instinct just do that one day and just not even realize it and be like, wait, how do you know how to do that? So like obviously it's like a magical thing, right, that like took away their memories, but like who's to say that like muscle memory is gone or that there isn't some kind of chemistry that's still there. So I think it'd be really interesting to see if there is any sort of like physical or like other connection that is still there that they just don't, or I guess Peter knows it obviously, but Ned or MJ just they just don't know, but they that there is a connection there that they just haven't realized yet. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
it'd be really interesting to
I
see
think
something like
that I
that.
could. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I think that I could put $1,000 on like any gambling site for Spider-Man Brand New Day if the lines have I seen you before? You've looked really familiar. Like, like I feel like that's like a guarantee on something that we'll get.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think that Peter obviously knows what Ned likes, like to start. Like he could pull like a childhood, like to start up like their friendship again.
Mhm.
Um, someone who loves like romance, trashy reality TV a little bit. Um, I would actually really like to see it. I think it would like put like a lot more layers on this new friendship that we'd have if like Peter like starts his friendship with Ned again and be like, well, like he could like play it off. Well, who's she? And he'd be like, well, that's MJ, and like he could like kind of like subtly put like, yeah, I kind of have a thing for her, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's like, because in the trailer, it's presumed that she has a new man. I don't know what the relationship would be,
Right.
um, but it would be kind of like this ultimate like love square.
Yeah.
That might get a little messy, and that might be a little bit like I don't know if we do that, but like I just feel like it would add a lot more layers to like Ned's character, and it doesn't make him look like a bad guy if they did
Mhm.
this. I mean, we've there's no shortage of love triangles in the Sam Raimi uh, trilogy. Like,
That's
I
true.
mean, goddamn, it's like in three of them. And I
Yeah.
think where Spider-Man really blossoms too is like his relationship with like the other half. Like you mentioned the Amazing Spider-Man 2 problem. I mean, I'll give Amazing Spider-Man 2 like the biggest credit in the world. Honestly, it's the most entertaining Spider-Man movie I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like,
I think so too.
um,
I think so too.
but
I
like
think the
the
only thing it
biggest part of
suffers with
that,
is like its script and its like narrative, but
yeah.
visually and in terms of action, it did very well.
And I love Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, like in that movie. Like when they have like the moments where like hey, if we're gonna be like friends, then you can't be smiling like that or anything like that. And it's like oh my gosh, my heart.
Yeah.
uh, and it just really builds up that the ending for Amazing Spider-Man 2 where when Gwen dies, like it's
Yeah.
truly heartbreaking. Do you think that Peter will get a new love interest introduced into this? Because he's
I
always kind of had a thing with Jean Grey, like a fling.
mhm. I feel like I know a lot of people want to see like a third love interest, but I think that I don't think I personally would want another love interest because I think that he is hurting enough and I don't think that he personally would want to pursue another love interest, I think. Because he like we see him with like the letter, he's not stalking them, but he's like, trying to get close to them. So
Yeah,
I don't think that he personally would want to or indulge in like another or entertain another like kind of relationship like that.
yeah,
It'd be interesting to see like a different rendition of maybe that universe's version of Emma Stone or see him build a relationship with like another character. But I think in terms of like what this Peter needs right now, I don't think it's necessarily that I don't think it's necessary that he needs another love interest personally.
yeah. Uh, and I think everything what you said makes a lot of sense, especially at the end of No Way Home when he's like, or I think I don't know who says it, but they're like, I'll come find you," and like that is yeah, that's extremely beautiful. I
Mm-hmm.
would actually like to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just am too much into reality TV and romance, but
Into the drama.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. But like I don't know, like the whole I've always thought like I think it's the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which that's like my favorite comic book run of Spider-Man. Like I had like issues 1 to 133, and that's a great run if you ever do read any Spider-Man comics.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have a fling with Jean Grey in there, and I just think that it would be fun, and I think that kind of like the drive deeper into like Peter's like not depression, but like emotional suffering,
Mm-hmm.
that maybe MJ just really likes, she's really smitten on this new guy, and he's like, man, I really have to move on.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true. That would be another big obstacle for him as Peter Parker, just accepting and having to let go of this life that he used to have and accepting like a new one, like a brand new
yeah,
day, or just
yeah. Say that again. Yeah,
say that
yeah,
again. Yeah. No, yeah, but it would be interesting. It would be interesting. I guess personally, I'm like yearning for them. I'm like, please remember
for
him.
sure.
But it would be interesting. I would eat it up still if they were like,
It
new love interest.
literally, and I
Yeah,
think the only way that this works is if Tom does want to do a trilogy,
yeah,
like another one.
hmm
Like 6 Spider-Man movies is a lot.
yeah. That's a lot.
Uh, And that's like a lot of a baggage too, because not only is it six Spider-Man movies, it's Civil War, it's Infinity War, it's
Oh
Endgame,
yeah.
it's maybe Doomsday or whatever. But
Right.
it's just a lot. But I'd really love to see I'd love to see them end together, and like if they did do a new trilogy, at like the 5 or 6 mark. But
Oh
that's the
yeah.
only way I could really see a new love interest work towards like a building block for Peter.
No, and honestly, I think the possibility of another trilogy is possible because like the line in the trailer where they're explaining like, oh, like a spider has 3 life cycles. In between life cycles, they're less vulnerable, but
Mm.
for the spider that makes it through, and I think that this is kind of metaphorically talking about the 3 different Spider-Man that we've had. They've had 3 life cycles. The first life cycle was Toby. The second
Yeah.
one was Andrew. Third life cycle was Tom. And so they're like kind of saying that line of like, for the spider that makes it through, none of them have made it through 3 movies. Toby made it to 3. Andrew barely got 2. Tom, he made it to 3, and now he's breaking through that threshold. He has a 4th one now, and so you can kind of see that as how they say at the end of that trailer is for the ones that makes it through, there's a rebirth, and so this could be like a rebirth of Tom's Spider-Man in a new trilogy, like where he stands as his own hero instead of being Iron Man Jr. or relying on, Iron Man tech or just kind of going
Or
to Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So there's a possibility that this could be like the start of a reborn Tom in a new trilogy, and we're seeing a
Yeah.
whole new era of Tom as like the, dare I say, definitive Spider-Man, if people accept him that way.
Yeah. I think really he's got to take control of it. It
Oh
felt
yeah.
like uh it felt like very like supporting cast, and like it just happened to be that Spider-Man was the face of it. I feel like this is where really Spider-Man can really take control and like, hey, like I'm not saying like Tom is doing this or like anyone in the showroom's doing this, but like narratively it's like I'm the main character, okay? Let me be the main character. And it's just really like I'm gonna carry this movie.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
Let's see if Tom has the chops for it.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, I think he does, man. On those set
Mhm.
photos, he was glowing. He was glowing as Spider-Man, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, I have faith in that. I have faith that he's gonna like show up and be like our big
The
main
guy.
character, Spider-Man, the guy.
Yeah.
He's him, bro. I
Yeah.
got one more yap about the
Ooh,
potential
let's
of because MJ and Ned, everybody forgot about Peter, but not Spider-Man. They probably still remember that they were friends with Spider-Man, right? Like in their memory, they still probably remember being up on that Statue of Liberty, being up or in Europe and all that, helping Spider-Man with the whole Mysterio situation. They just obviously don't remember who was behind the mask. So I guess my sort of like what I'm wondering is, do they still remember that they were friends with Spider-Man? And if they do, like, what do they remember now that they don't even interact with him? Do they just think that he like left them behind to protect them or something, or just kind of shunned them away for their safety? That's like another thing that I'm kind of interested in finding out, like what are the actual details of their relationship with Spider-Man.
Honestly, I haven't thought of that, and I could see them maybe doing that. I don't know. I feel like it's just like they. mm, it's like maybe Ned hits like the Family Guy flashback. Remember when that elevator broke down in Washington D.C. and it's like it's like maybe just I don't know. Like Iron Man saved them or something. I don't know, but
Right.
or maybe Doctor Strange's magic just never even had it to where it shut down or anything like that.
Right. Because, like,
But
I guess the easy answer would just be, like, they forgot everything. They forgot everything
yeah,
completely about their interactions with Spider-Man. But I feel like it would be interesting for the movie to explore that they did remember Spider-Man and they were friends with him, and for whatever reason that they just don't interact with him anymore, and there's an explanation for that. I don't know.
yeah.
That's just like a thought that I've had and I've seen people throw around. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what they're gonna do about that.
And I think the 4 year time skip helps with that a little bit. It's like, well, even if they completely forgot who Spider-Man was because it is Peter, and or whatever it is, it's not like it's the day after. Oh, it's four
That's
years.
true.
Yeah, if you're in New York for 4 years, you're gonna know who Spider-Man is. But
That's
like,
true.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's safe. I think it's good.
Mhm.
And kind of like as like a D&D player as well, it's like kind of like how does that make sense? Magic. Like,
Yeah.
uh, so that's kind of like the Doctor Strange way they could go about it. They're like, magic.
The way I think of it too is well, I haven't kept up with the Boruto manga in a while, so I don't know what the
Yeah.
stance is right now on omniscience or what's her
Omnipotence or whatever.
omnipotence. Yeah, the thing that made
Yeah.
that switched Boruto and Kawaki,
Mhm.
and how in Boruto, it's kind of like if they start to remember or have doubts about who's who, it just goes away. Like it just sort of they just don't think about it, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, well, it must be something wrong with my memory. I don't care. The like Kawaki is still Boruto, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But maybe it's kind of like that. Like if they start to remember, like, wait, like this memory about Spider-Man doesn't make sense. Like whatever. Oh well, I guess it just
Yeah.
they just forget about it and then they just move on with their lives. It could be something like that where it's just like if they remember, if they start to remember details, it just vanishes and they just like, well, whatever. Don't think about it that much.
I don't know. I think that way you could do it like narratively as well, especially being in New York is like maybe you don't have time to think. It's like it's always go, 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 go. Because like they were getting into college, so now they're either just graduated or about to graduate. So they probably have jobs. So it's like very like that upbeat, like almost like it'd be fun to see like Josh Shafty, like have a little bit of Josh Shafty like rolling it to where it's like upbeat, upbeat, upbeat a little bit, and like that's just a fun way to do New York.
Yeah. And they're going to
Yeah,
MIT, so they're busy.
literally.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my last little yap.
Okay.
I'm tapped out now.
No, I'm good. Like, I could talk about Spider-Man forever. I love to do like this, like periodically, like throughout the months, and then when the Spider-Man movie comes out, like we can all rejoice and really see if we're talking a lot of facts or if we're way off. But either way, I'm super excited for it.
Oh yeah, me too. I am hyped. I will be there opening night, bro.
Thank you all for watching. If you're at the end of this video, comment like Spidey 2026, and if you do, Froy will give you $1,000. So yeah.
I am loaded. I'm good for the funds. But yeah, if you guys have any agreements, disagreements, or if you have your own thoughts about anything that we talked about, drop it in the comments, talk about it. Let us know what you guys think.
All right. Sounds good, everyone. Peace.
Peace.